The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and thanks for joining us. This is TVWAN News. In this edition, delegates sent abroad to observe election, chess taken to the street, and Kumuls bagged first win. The Minister for Administrative Services and the Minister assisting the Prime Minister on constitutional matters, Richard Masare, has led a team of delegates to observe the Australian state election in Brisbane, Australia. The team left for Brisbane today. When speaking to the media before departing Papua New Guinea shores to Brisbane, Australia, leading a team including the Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government Affairs, Soroy Yoe, the Minister for Administrative Services, Richard Masare, said the purpose of observing the Australian state election is to conduct fact-finding, understand how they conduct their elections, the technology they use, and look at how Papua New Guinea can implement the advanced technology they are using when conducting their elections. Masare said part of their trip is based on directives issued by Prime Minister James Marape to understand major reforms in Papua New Guinea's election system to ensure the election come 2027 is conducted transparently.
In our closest neighbors, it is important for us to engage with them. So on Monday and Tuesday, we will meet with the Queensland Electoral Commissioner. And then on Wednesday, we fly across to Sydney and we meet with the New South Wales Electoral Commissioner, particularly to understand the Smartmatic electoral system that they've introduced last year during the elections, and see whether that system can also be looked at for us to use in Papua New Guinea as well.
He said following the visit by the Indian Prime Minister last year, the Indian government has pledged support to assist Papua New Guinea in implementing the biometric voting system. Therefore, observing elections abroad will put Papua New Guinea in a better place to implement the electronic voting system.
As a result of the visit by the India Prime Minister, Honorable Modi, who came across here in November of last year, and indicated that India is ready to assist us in the biometric voting system.
Masare said Papua New Guinea's election system is very challenging, therefore they intend to conduct a trial come the LLG election. This trial will be set as a basis to see if the biometric system works out properly, and then they will implement it come the 2027 elections.
We need to start migrating to a more electronic and more biometric voting systems in order to protect our elections. At the moment, the way we conduct our elections, quite often there are a lot of questions. So the best place to trial it would most probably not the entire LLG election, but we could select one or two LLGs or even wards and see whether we can be able to roll that out and see whether the results could be greater improvements in the voting process. And if we see that that will work, then we will start working in that space to make sure that we migrate into that system. So.
Meanwhile, Minister Masare said plans are in place to roll out the biometric voting system. He said the first phase of the plan is to get the census completed and to know the accurate number of people in the country, and then pass the data to NID, who will then roll out the programs starting next year.
So what we are doing now is that we've now put in place a plan and an approach. So our first phase now is to get the census completed. And once we get the census completed, we will know exactly how many people we have in the country, particularly with the voting population. Then what we do is we then pass the data on to NID, because NID are already now well advanced into issuing NID or national identity cards, which is also linked to biometrics, which is your fingerprint reading. So we will then pass that information to NID, and then they will roll out a program starting January next year to make sure that everyone across the country is registered. Because what we want to do is that when the common role is developed, we want NID to be the source of the data. So when NID provides the data, which becomes the common role, you will have a face to a name. Unlike before, where people just walk in and just give any name and vote.
Prime Minister James Marape has arrived in Jakarta, Indonesia, late last night. He was greeted by Papua New Guinea Ambassador to Indonesia, Simon Namis, along with other dignitaries. The Prime Minister is in Jakarta to attend the inauguration of Indonesia's 8th President. He is looking forward to strengthening the bond between our two nations through this important event. The annual trade between China and Papua New Guinea worth 13 billion kina from January to August, making China the largest trading partner with PNG. Chinese ambassador to Papua New Guinea made these remarks when paying a courtesy visit to the Minister for Finance recently.
Chinese ambassador to PNG, Yang Jiuguang, has mentioned that the PNG-China Free Trade Agreement joint feasibility study report spearheaded by the Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, is expected to be delivered towards the end of this month, signifying the way forward for a possible free trade agreement with the two countries. Xiao Guang assured the government of China's continuous assistance in the progressive development of the country, emphasizing more on China's commitment to assist PNG in the economic growth of the country. On behalf of the government, Finance Minister Mickey Kayok acknowledged the visit of Xiu Guang and congratulated his appointment as the Chinese ambassador to PNG 3 months ago after moving in from England. Minister Kayok assured the Chinese government on PNG's strong stand on the One China policy and deeply acknowledged the strong diplomatic relations between the two countries going forward. Kayok further highlighted that the Republic of China was the biggest trading partner, with PNG buying the largest portion of the country's liquefied natural gas or LNG exports, including other minerals and cash crops accordingly. Freddie Mo, TVWAN News.
This is TVWAN News. When we return, Ford students to India and Korea National Day.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Lager, Bungim Yumi.
Open Lens.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, let me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. magic kakaroon, get up and fix my long face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trubla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Welcome back. The National Ford Center in Waigani has hosted a luncheon recently for the 56 students who will be attending Parallel University in India. Present at the luncheon were Prime Minister James Marape, Governor Philip Undialu, Education Secretary Dr. Uke Kombra, and other distinguished guests. Prime Minister James Marape has commended the provincial member for Ella, Undialu, for the efforts put into this very important investment. Marape thanked Undialu and the Hela provincial government for partnering with Parallel to give second chance to our future leaders, as well as the Director Education Services in Ella Province, Ronnie Angu, and Hela TVWAN Director Thomas Kopari for the hard work and dedication in making this happen. The 56 of the initial 120 will leave for India tomorrow morning. Prime Minister James Marape has described New Zealand as steady and reliable in its partnership with Papua New Guinea during his meeting with New Zealand High Commissioner recently. The bilateral meeting saw the two leaders discuss common issues of interest between the two countries, New Zealand's involvement in community development projects throughout the country, ongoing technical support to the revitalization of the Papua New Guinea Public Service, and Bougainville.
In the next 3 years, New Zealand expects to invest some 350 million kina into projects and programs in PNG, including the rehabilitation of Lae Market, which has started. Prime Minister James Marape thanked High Commissioner Zwart and the New Zealand government for the assistance and continued his call for technical assistance in the area of expertise to support the public service further. He acknowledged the similarity of indigenous cultures between PNG and the Maori and appealed for New Zealand's assistance in supporting the growth of agriculture in the country, while inviting New Zealand companies to extend their investments in PNG. The Prime Minister highlighted to Mr. Swart the country's upcoming 50th independence anniversary next year, 2025, revealing that the government was planning a special reconciliatory event for Bougainville to bring closer, which he said New Zealand would have a special role to play in because of its continued involvement in the Bougainville peace process. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
The Republic of Korea is committed to doing its part as a member of the international community by serving in 3 functions: a facilitator, a supporter, and an initiator. This month, Korea celebrated its National Foundation Day, celebrating its birth and commemorating the establishment of Korea's first nation, Gojoseon, almost 4,400 years ago.
The Republic of Korea marked its National Day, which falls on October 3rd and was celebrated in a small ceremony held on Friday. The event was witnessed by a small Korean community and partners of Korea, graced by the beautiful choir from the Caritas Girls Technical Secondary School, run by the Korean Sisters. Korea and PNG have enjoyed long-lasting bilateral relations shown through education and other humanitarian assistance since 1976. Indeed, PNG and Korea will continue to expand their economic partnerships. Representing the PNG government, Secretary for Foreign Affairs Elias Wohengu highlighted PNG's commitment to working alongside Korea into the future and thanked Korea for its contribution as a close development partner.
On behalf of the government and the people of Papua New Guinea, I wish to extend our well wishes to the government and the people of Korea. A happy National Foundation Day. The inaugural Korea Pacific Islands Leaders Summit last year was a significant milestone that had paved the way for deeper cooperation and collaboration, not just with Papua New Guinea, but with the Pacific Island countries and the region. The increase in trade and investment between the two countries is a testament to the growing economic partnership. I wish to highlight that the Summer Wundong initiative is a remarkable example of the Republic of Korea's commitment to rural development. PNG is grateful for Korea's support for this program, as this initiative has a positive impact on the livelihood and lives of many people in our rural communities, and we look forward to continuing to work together to expand its outreach.
Ambassador of the Republic of Korea to Papua New Guinea, Choi Chong-ho, outlined its continuous relations and believes PNG will prosper given its vast natural resources, and Korea stands ready to support.
I firmly believe that we follow today our prosperity by fully spreading their immense potential will come, and hope Korea will be a close partner of Papua New Guinea all the way in that development path.
Susan Oriape, TV1 News.
To overseas, a new public engagement has been added to King Charles and Queen Camilla's schedule, with a chance to meet the royals after a church service in Sydney this morning. The King and Queen received an official welcome at Sydney Airport after touching down from the United Kingdom on Friday night. This will be the King's 17th visit to Australia, but his first as head of state.
To weather that was distinctly British, the first visit by a reigning monarch since Queen Elizabeth toured in 2011. On hand, the Prime Minister to welcome the King and Queen, himself a lifelong Republican. Also waiting patiently, Kai and his sister, who, like the King, have suffered at the hands of cancer. Kai's lifelong wish to meet the royals.
Kai, did you do any practices handing over the flowers? Did you rehearse that?
I didn't really rehearse handing over the flowers, but I rehearsed my bowing.
It was really lovely to watch Kai get his wish to meet the royal family.
The Opera House was lit up with images of the couple as part of the welcome, but bad weather delayed a ship leaving, blocking the display for nearly an hour. Today, the royal couple have been resting at Admiralty House ahead of official engagements tomorrow. It's a scaled-down 5-day trip, but one the King believes is important. And while monarchists expect the visit will strengthen Australia's connection to their sovereign, opponents hope it's another chance to reject the concept that someone from the other side of the world is still our head of state.
You're watching TV1 News. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Enjoying life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, let's calories, family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's our favorite from us. Sandy, see, call us, scale, rise, don't scale, scale price. Sandy, see, call us, scale, rise, don't scale, scale price. Amber, you like it?
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Fine PNG made.
These two are creeping into your personal space. Why don't we send them packing? Oh, maybe not.
Bing bang bing, bum bum.
Rugby league is a powerful force that unites Papua New Guinea and develops our youth. Through partnerships with the PNG LNG Kumuls, Grassroots Rugby League and Justin Olam, we aim to instill skills to last a lifetime.
I'm community blue. When it's on you welcome, I'm become a community. You must have community.
When we invest in people, we invest in tomorrow's possibilities.
Welcome back. The Indahood Chess Club in Garrahu is taking the game out to the street of Garrahu for the first time in the hope to entice interested individuals to come out and participate in their program. Senior representative of the club, Vewai William Mangabi, said they started the program at their streets, but due to increased interest in the sport, they decided to bring the game to the street. The chess program included new players who wanted to try chess and also those that have had a taste of the game before. It also involves kids. During the match, they teach the new ones how the game is played. The club aims to use the sport as a tool to promote intellectual development, strategic and rational thinking, as the sport involves a lot of critical thinking. The sport will continue next week, Saturday, in Garrahu with fundraiser as they prepare to register their club and host a tournament with an aim to send players for international tournaments. The PNG Kumuls pulled together a massive performance yesterday on the foreign soul, defeating Fiji Bati 22-12 in a thriller at HFC Bank Stadium in Suva, Fiji.
PNG Kumuls took the pitch in the hope to defend their Pacific Bowl title, while the host Fiji Bati ran out to make their fans proud on the home turf.
Let's get it underway, the Pacific Championship in Suva.
From the get-go, the match lived up to the expectation, with the equal contest all across the park. The forwards met the Fijian pack, but it was the backline who lit the park, giving coach Jason Dimitriou his first win as Kumuls coach. The Kumuls started to find their mojo when winger Robert Derby crossed over for the first try of the match.
Derby's away! Can he win the Derby? Nagama is chasing! It'll be in vain! Robert Derby scores for Papua New Guinea.
A try each to Judah Rimbu and Sylvester Namo gifted Jason Dimitriou's men a healthy 16-0 lead at halftime break. In the second half, the Kumul only managed one try through Nana McDonald to seal a deserving win. In the post-match interview, the Kumuls captain Rhys Martin expressed excitement for the boys and how they stick to their game plan to come out winners in the end, although he considered it was a tough game.
The boys executed our game plan pretty much to perfection. You know, we
watched the boys play against Australia last week, and we were loose in a few areas, especially around our markers and A's, and we knew if we were to toss that up today that the Fiji boys would just run straight through the middle of us. So we had a massive job for our middles to turn up and do a big job through the middle, and they did that tonight. So yeah, and then we just completed well and kicked to a corner, so I'm very proud of the boys tonight.
The Kumuls coach Dimitriou considered that it was a tough one getting the boys together and prepare them for this match, given that some of them featured in the Prime Minister's 13. He said to be able to string together a good performance to come out with a positive result for them as they look forward to have a good preparation ahead of their clash against Cook Islands.
Yeah, really pleased with our defence tonight. We came here with a defensive mindset. The boys have only had one training session properly together on the Wednesday and a captain's run on Friday. Some of them have flown all the way in from England, so a lot of the other boys had to play in the PMs last Sunday and get on a flight on Monday to get here. So it's been a tough task for the boys, but I can't fault them. They've represented their country with pride. That was a brutal game out there today, and the Bardi can be proud of what that performance they put in, and I wish them luck next week.
With a win under their belt, the Kumuls are sure to defend the Pacific Bowl title and possibly make the Cup Championship next year. They take on Cook Islands in their next match on November 3rd at the Santos National Football Stadium in Port Moresby. Rex Litter, TV1 Sports.
That's it for sports, and now the weather forecast. Regional forecast: Southern. Scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain over Gulf Province, Momase. Isolated showers and thunderstorms with rain over East Sepik, New Guinea Islands. Scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain, and Highlands. Scattered showers and thunderstorms with areas of rain. And that ends the news tonight. Have a top week ahead. Bye now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.